In GraphQL, you ask for what you need and you're going to get exactly that. While in REST, there is an all or nothing approach. Just to give an example, let's say that we have a user resource that includes the user ID, first name, and last name. If we want to get a list that only includes the user ID, in GraphQL, we are able to create a query and we're going to get exactly what we want. If we use REST, we need to fetch the entire resource, including user ID, first name, and last name. So in other words, and moving on to the second row, in GraphQL, the server declares what resources are available and the client asks for what it needs. And in REST, the shape and the size of the resource is defined by the server. In GraphQL, we are able to get multiple resources in a single request using a query, while in REST, we need to make multiple requests to fetch data from multiple resources. In GraphQL, the actions are defined by a mutation or a query, while in REST, the actions are defined by the URL and the HTTP method. In GraphQL, you only have one endpoint, while in REST, you have multiple endpoints. So this means that in REST, you can leverage the HTTP specification for caching using URLs as the unique identifier of a resource. Now let's see some common characteristics between GraphQL and REST APIs. GraphQL and REST work with HTTP and have the idea of a resource to describe data structures. Also, both can fetch data via an HTTP GET request with a URL, and both can return JSON data in the response.